What's up, wrestling fans? Survivor Series 2024 is just around the corner, and all eyes are on the most highly anticipated WarGames match ever, the OG Bloodline versus the new Bloodline. This clash of dynasties has everything: family drama, rivalries, and the ultimate test of loyalty. But there's one burning question on everyone's mind. Who will the fifth member for the OG Bloodline be? Or who will be the fifth member for the OG Bloodline? And do we even need a fifth member at all? Let's dive in and let's talk about the OG Bloodline's fifth member. Roman Reigns, Jimmy Uso, Jey Uso, and Sami Zayn already bring star power and chemistry to WarGames, but adding the right fifth member could tip the scales. Three names currently stand out: Seth Rollins, Cody Rhodes, and Bron Breakker. First, let's talk about Seth Rollins. The Visionary has a history of reigns that goes back to their time in the Shield and includes their many battles inside the squared circle, including the most recent encounter at WrestleMania 40, where Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes teamed up to take on The Rock and Roman Reigns. Seth Rollins literally sacrificed his body to help Cody Rhodes finish his story. He's also crossed paths with Bronson Reed, getting a win against him at Crown Jewel, but losing in the rematch on Monday Night Raw. I think it was a couple weeks later, and but Seth Rollins has nonetheless proven that he can take down heavyweights. Plus, Rollins not too long ago had a telling moment with Sami Zayn, where when Sami first approached him about joining the OG Bloodline, he rejected that offer. But hey, this is WWE. We all know no doesn't always mean no. Imagine Seth showing up for night one to stand by Roman, not as an ally, but as someone who respects their shared history. It'd be epic. Now, Seth, once again, on the November 18th episode of Monday Night Raw, he rejected joining the OG Bloodline again. But who knows, with Solo Sikoa interfering and costing that match against Bronson Reed, maybe WWE will go the lazy route and put Seth Rollins in the matchup. Personally, I don't like this choice, but I get WWE's what they're trying to do. It's Seth Rollins, he has history, star power, yada yada, whatever. Then there's option number 2, Cody Rhodes. Now, Cody has a lot of history with the OG Bloodline. Think about WrestleMania 39, think about WrestleMania 40, where he ended Roman Reigns' legendary title reign, and then teamed up with him. And then also think back to Blood too, where just that random tag team match with Cody Rhodes teaming up with Roman Reigns to take on Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu. A WarGames appearance would add another layer to their complicated relationship. Would Cody join the OG Bloodline? And would he be fighting for loyalty, revenge, or simply proving why he's the true face of WWE? I think he's a better fit. I think he's a better fit than Seth Rollins, truth be told. But he's not defending the title against Kevin Owens at Survivor Series. So, I mean, what is he doing if he's not what is he going to be doing otherwise? And finally, Bron Breakker. And I included Braun in here because of that stare down that he had with Jacob Fatu that set the wrestling world on fire. Fans, like myself, have been itching to see these two collide in the ring. But what if instead of a one-on-one match, we get Breakker first in line with the OG Bloodline instead? Jimmy Uso already teased this idea when he approached Breakker backstage about joining the faction. Imagine the chaos that Bron Breakker could unleash inside WarGames, an X factor that neither team sees coming. Now, granted, there is a bit of complicated history here he's going to have to iron out with Jey Uso and Sami Uso. There has been many battles over the Intercontinental title. Braun, beat Sami for the title, then Sami beat him for the title. Or Sami beat Bron Breakker, I think. Yeah, so there's a lot of history between these two guys, and it revolves around the Intercontinental title, and a lot of disrespect. So that's certainly some issues that's got to be ironed out. And whether it's Cody, Seth, or Braun, each choice does bring something unique to the table, and honestly, any of them would make this match an instant classic. Now, let's ask the big question. Do we even need a fifth member on either team? If yes, WWE, the answer is yes. They already went ahead and added Bronson Reed to the new Bloodlines team. But let's just hypothetically talk about why a fifth member isn't necessary. And historically, WarGames matches have thrived with fewer matches. The chaotic environment, brutal steel structure, and raw emotion often make the numbers games less critical. Think back to matches where strategy and stamina, more than size, stole the show. But both teams already have both teams already have strong dynamics. The OG Bloodline has Reigns' leadership and Zayn's unpredictability, while the new Bloodline boasts Solo's raw power and Jacob Fatu's unmatched agility. Do they really need an extra body to bring the heat? Probably not. But let's be real. Adding a fifth member could take this match from great to legendary. On the new Bloodline side, Bronson Reed's sheer size already makes him a terrifying force, but pairing him with someone like Jacob Fatu elevates their team by adding a pair of Samoan wrecking machines. And for the OG Bloodline, a fifth member could cement their unity after months of turmoil. Imagine how the crowd would erupt if someone like Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins, or even Bron Breakker joined forces with Reigns, the Usos, and Sami Zayn. Bottom line, regardless of who it is, the fifth member adds an extra layer of intrigue and unpredictability, and let's be honest, that's what we're here for. So, who should walk out of WarGames victorious? Let's break it down. If the new Bloodline wins, it's a statement. Solo breaking free of Roman's shadow for good and leading a group that represents the next dominant faction in WWE. It also creates intrigue for what would come next for Roman Reigns. He lost his title and he lost his tribe, and he's been struggling to not only come to terms with not being a champion or a tribal chief, but really just kind of struggling to find himself. He doesn't really know what to do. He's been fighting an uphill battle against the new Bloodline, and he's been losing at every turn. Something's got to give, and it'd be very interesting to see what he does if he were to lose. On the other hand, if the OG Bloodline prevails, it reinforces Reigns' claim as the tribal chief and reminds us why this family has been the cornerstone of WWE for the past 4 years. Not just the family, but Roman Reigns himself. Plus, it could be the redemption story that WWE has been building towards all year. Either way, this match is about legacy, the future versus the foundation. The question is, which side will define the Bloodline story moving forward? This is a very important matchup in this saga, and I'm so looking forward to it. And there you have it, folks. Theories, possibilities, and stakes for the WarGames match of the year. Who will the fifth member be? Do we even need one? And which Bloodline will reign supreme? Drop your predictions down below in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more wrestling breakdowns. As for my pick, I'm going with the OG Bloodline here. And until next time, I'm Dougie Doug, and I'll see you at WarGames.